Hello, how you doing? Welcome. Another video, another one about altcoins, as Bitcoin is not doing too much. So we can discuss some of the most hyped or trending coins recently, in which in this video I generally have the feeling that I have to come back to Zilliqa once again. Of several reasons are there for me coming back to this one and also some other coins. One of the reasons is that I've seen people stating today on social media in my replies that they are buying the dip on Zilliqa. I wanted to address that a little bit. That's why we have the zoomed out view and zoomed in view. Also going to discuss some coins that did not see this rally yet, in which it seems likely that they could be following Zilliqa and Elrond, as Elrond is also one of the coins that I'm going to discuss. First I want to address that if a coin like Zilliqa has been moving heavily, I get that you have the emotional tension to buy into this coin, but there's simply no reason to do that unless you know what you're doing and unless you have a strategy. And I get the notion that if you are saying in my replies that you are buying the dip on Zilliqa, that you have absolutely no clue what you're doing and you're assuming that Zilliqa is going towards 2017 levels in one go. Well, here's the fact check of today: ain't gonna happen. It will happen in waves and the retraces will be longer than you would be imagining. So there's no reason to try to catch a coin that has moved already, as the only reason you are doing it is that you have FOMO. Probably because you're seeing it on social media that people are making money in it, and there's just no reason. So that's the actual reason why I wanted to discuss Zilliqa again today. Tomorrow it's going to be Major Saturday, so then we are addressing the large caps some more. On Sunday it's going to be Altcoin Sunday, in which we're going to discuss some coins that I've not been discussing too much recently in the videos. But yeah, sometimes you have to address a certain topic a few more times, in which it might finally stay in their mind. Like if somebody right now at 220 is buying Zilliqa here after a rally of 5x, they did not have any interest in this period here. Well, they should be if they wanted to do it for an investment purpose. If they want to buy Zilliqa on a long-term perspective, then you know that if such a move occurs, the retracement will take a long time. In general, aside from this whole bullish move in 2018, if there is a large parabolic move up and it starts to decline or have a trend reversal after a higher time frame resistance check, you can assume that based on the large significance of this rally, a retracement of 50% or like 60% is not unhealthy. And as we have witnessed a 400% rally, even a crash towards the range lows or even towards this support area of 55% is not unhealthy. Next to that, retracements, the actual move upwards usually goes in a very fast pace. You can see it on AV as well. But the retracements take the longest period. So you just have a move up, as you can see here, and then the retracement take a very long time, after which compression starts to occur in higher lows and support resistance flip occurs. And then you know that you can see an impulse wave breaking out of it. And there's some nice confluence on multiple time frames and ranges here, which caused this whole move up, including fundamental analysis or fundamentals kicking in. But if you want to buy Zilliqa right now on the smaller time frame, then you have to have a plan. So in this case, we just have a clean chart, okay? And I'll just go through the chart. In this case, you can see that we've had a nice support resistance flip based on the history here, after which we continue to rally. Similarly with this level, we flipped it, rallied, we flipped the level here, which is historical from earlier. High low, support resistance flip of this area, after which we continue to rally. Another support resistance flip, basically another support resistance flip, but front run. After this there is a gap here still, so this is not tested, as you can see, which makes this an interesting scalp entry, as there is no backtest done. Over here we've done the same, through which the retest occurred, right? And we bounced from it. So right now we have got this confirmation, this test is done, after which we couldn't break this resistance level, which is now confirmed resistance, which created a lower high, after which we wanted to test the support again. And as we see this test of support being a bearish retest, we continue to drop down, in which it seems likely that we're going to test the area around 190, potentially even the OB over here. So that's basically the short-term view on Zilliqa, and how I look at charts. If you zoom in, you can see the exact same in this period here, and then when you start zoomed out, you start to zoom in, you can see that there is confluence between the levels. But this is basically how these trends evolve, and in an uptrend, every buy the dip opportunity is just a long entry, and sometimes you can't catch them all, and then you just move to the other one. In a trend reversal, the shorter bounce is the exact same, in which you get clear signals here. Alright, so what we have now is that, okay, we buy it here. What's your plan? If you buy it here, there's no actual plan, as we are losing a support level. Then still we could see a breaker, we could see some more ranging in this area. We could still tap above the high, that's still possible inside this trend. We could tap above this high, that's also still possible. What's the strategy you can use is, well, we confirmed that this level is not tested yet, so we are looking for longs here. If this holds, you have a nice long entry with TP at this level and TP at this level, in which you have a nice long scalp against the trend, which is risky, so you should decrease the sizing. That's strategy 1. Strategy 2 is basically, we lost this level here, is if we reclaim, then we get a tap, like a bounce up and a retest of this support, a confirmation of support based on this move here and the history. This could provide another entry, as we have seen multiple tests of this resistance zone. It seems likely that we run towards these levels from here. So this is the second one, less preferred one, as it's more a scalp entry based one. The third entry you could get is obviously this flip, as this is the previous high we want to reclaim, and then you can start a new trade as well, and the same targets stand there. So buying in, like, because you say it's the dip, or because some cartoon is saying it's the dip, you should always have a plan and analyze the charts, make a strategy, calculate your risk, and then take the trade. If we zoom out some more, we can see that we are currently facing, where's the magnet? There. Facing this level over here, through which we could be bouncing, but it's only one touch, so it doesn't really mean much. Further, we've got support in this area, and we've got support in this zone. So if you want to take a higher entry trade, higher time frame trade, you're either seeking for either of these levels to provide support, or maybe even the area around here, these zones probably. These are the 3 zones you are looking for potential long entries, and that could also be through what we discussed on the shorter time frame, that we just consolidate like this, and then only later in the year we get the second wave. So these are longer time frame based trades, in which you want to see longer support area and just a rounding off bottom scenario on the higher time frames. And you also have to use the dollar chart, as it's also tradable in the dollar chart. So in this case we see that we've got higher time frame resistance zones at 2.5 and 2.9. I initially thought it was 2.2, but it even rallied towards 2.9, which was a previous support. First touch of this earlier support level, usually not providing a breakout, so we see that we have come down the line. Currently also losing this support level, as I've stated here, the OB block. Bearish rejection. If we zoom in, we can see that we have had a bounce here from this OB. Same scenario, was no backtest. We do it right now, and we rejected 2.5, which is the same resistance zone. Clearly we see that we've not completely had a test of this zone, so higher time frame I'm looking for a support test there. Otherwise this is the next scalp entry, or the same strategy is applied as on the BTC chart. And as you see through zooming out, this is the OB you should become interested in for some scalp plays inside this range. Preferably we might even wick further, as this level is not tested, and this level around between 1.3 to 1.5 is basically the range low support. So longer time frame will be there. If we lose it, it's 0.08. So that's a 10-minute monologue about Zilliqa. I hope you have enjoyed that. So we can move on towards the next chart, which is Elrond. I've been charting this one and stating that you want to become interested in this buying the dip zone. We actually bounced nicely from it, did the same support resistance flip at 28, and after that basically breaking out of this range started this whole move upwards, which means that currently people are interested in this coin. I think it's a strong project fundamentally long term, just like Zilliqa is, just like crypto in general is. But given that the interest is increasing on Elrond just like it was on Zilliqa at 290 to 330 sats, this zone is no interest right now for you to trade on, or based on the higher time frames. If you are interested in Elrond, you might become interested in this zone around 35. If you want to take the long-term approach and you want to get some buy the dip opportunities, here is your entry for long-term perspectives. So there's not much in between on the daily time frame aside from this OB here. So you should be really careful with trading Elrond right now. Obviously aside from scalp trading, but on the daily time frame there's no entry, as it's just facing a resistance and range resistance right now. 4 hour time frame, basically not losing below this level, and preferably holding this, and we can have some more bounces before we continue to drop down, just like we have stated with Zilliqa. Elrond USDT, massive move up. Similar view here, there's no clear entry. Basically your entry is DOB here, and now you're probably saying, oh yeah, that won't happen, but if you give it time, or at least a few months, it seems likely that we get a retrace, and that by the dip you want to get. The support resistance flip of like 0.0228, maybe 3.5 are the levels that you want to accumulate your back, as the next wave will probably also be 400 to 500%. Which coin could even follow? We've got Sealer. We have been discussing this one heavily. It's got some more price discovery. Confluent with Zilliqa and Elrond, it's breaking above the 100-day and 200-day MA. There's an increase in volume. Breaking above the 100-day and 200-day MA is a bull signal, and it's moving inside bull territory. What are the levels that you are interested in? Well, I've been stating these quite often actually. Support resistance flip of the previous high. Support resistance flip of the previous high. Right now it seems to be the case with 42 as well, but I would even be more preferred around 42, 41 rather than 44. If we get some more consolidation like this, like just Elrond did, the next breaker should bring us towards 75. A retrace towards 37 wouldn't even be bad, but I assume that the next rally would be towards 75 to 85, might peak towards 100 even. So this is one of the coins that I'm heavily interested in. The final one is Perlin, which basically is doing the same as here, as more in a gradual way. Support resistance flip, consolidating, breaking above this level, and I'm assuming we're going to test 300, and I'm even assuming we might rally towards 350 and potentially higher. Market cap of this one is way lower than the other ones. Confluent with that there's an increase in volume over here, as you can see, which says that there's accumulation going on. Still acting beneath the 100-day and 200-day MA, seemingly looking the same as Sealer before the last push. I'm assuming that we're going to consolidate some more here, and once we break above the 100-day MA, we might continue rallying towards 350 and 400 sets. If we check the USDT chart, same view, just consolidating, breaking above, and the next rally might bring us towards 3.1 and 3.8 cents. So this is your daily 15 minutes update on the markets, and today we discussed some altcoins. I hope you have enjoyed this video, you've learned something from it. Please like beneath, subscribe to the channel or reply, and just share your feedback. And thank you for watching once again, and I'll see you tomorrow.